In today's video, I'm going to be showing you one rhythm that if you add it into your solos, it's going to really spice them up and make them better almost instantly. So without further ado, let's check out the rhythm. Okay, so the cool thing about this rhythm is that there's actually a couple of different versions of it that I like to play, which are very similar, but they're not the same. So I'm going to show you all of those, and there's going to be 3 of them. So the first one is actually 30-second notes, 4 of them, and then an 8th note. And it's going to sound like this. So what we're going to have is a hammer-on and a pull-off really quickly from 5 to 7 to 5 on the first string. And then you got to grab that last note, which is going to be in a different string, with an upstroke. And then go right back to the note that you left off on the first string of the whole burst of notes that we're doing. So, and then we're just going to do the same thing, but over 2 strings, and the frets change a little bit because they're following the notes of the scale. So the 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, again on the 2nd string, but now the 6th fret of the 3rd string. And then go back to that 5th fret. And then after that, now we're going to be on the 4th and 6th fret of the 3rd string. And the 7th fret of the 4th string. And then finally, the 4th and 7th of the 4th string. And then the 7th again of the string below that. And just for the sake of ending on the root, we're going to end on that A there. So example 2, if you notice, it's almost the exact same thing. It's the same notes. But if you notice, the rhythm is ever so slightly different with 3 30-second note triplets and then a 16th note after that, and then an 8th note, instead of those 4 evenly spaced out 30-second notes. Now, the difference is really subtle, but it is there. Now, do I think about it exactly when I'm playing? Probably not, and it kind of goes back and forth, but I just want to point this out because it is a variation in the lick. So it's just a little bit faster. It's almost impossible to tell the difference, but it's just a little bit faster on the hammer-on pull-off. And the last example that I want to show you is going to be example 3, which is a little bit more different than examples 1 and 2 with 16th note triplets, and instead they're actually happening on the second half of the beat. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest right in the beginning of the beat before starting the lick, and then we're going to continue it on afterwards. So the basic idea behind this one is the rhythm's going to sound like this. So I'm starting right on the E. So 1 E end to 2 E end to 3 E end to 4 E end to 1 E. It's very hard to count every single thing while playing the rhythm, but we're starting it right after the beat, actually. And you notice those triplets are a little bit slower than what we were playing before with the 30-second notes and the 30-second note triplet variation that I showed you before. Okay, so now that we've checked out those 3 different examples, the idea is to immediately start soloing with the idea. This is how I like to practice my soloing a lot, is not just learning a specific lick and then copying it, but rather trying to understand the actual concept that makes the lick sound how it does, and then actually work on soloing and improvising and starting to get some of that essence into my own soloing. So let's see what it would sound like. I'm just going to do some different improvisation, but I'm going to try to incorporate that rhythm a little bit into my solo, and let's see what it sounds like. So I'm going to start by using more examples like 1 and 2 with that starting right on the downbeat type of thing. So now let's use the one that I was talking about, example 3, which starts after the beat. Let's see what that one sounds like. Any backing track that you're working on playing on, any song that you're working on soloing on, just try to use that rhythm. It doesn't matter what key you're playing in, you have to adopt it to the key that you happen to be playing in and the scale pattern that you are using, and use your creativity a little bit in order to get that task accomplished. So with that being said, if you don't know how to play in every key on the guitar or be able to figure out all the notes on the fretboard and just feel mastery of the fretboard, and you would like to get your playing to the next level, then make sure you head on over to Jamsville.com right now and get the Jamsville GPS Fretboard Fundamentals course. This course gives you all the tools that you need in order to master playing in any key on the guitar fretboard, all over the guitar fretboard. Also, make sure you check out the Jamsville merch store where you can get an awesome Jamsville t-shirt just like this one. We also got sweaters and mugs, all kinds of cool Jamsville swag that you can represent out in the world, your Jamsville community. Also, make sure you listen to my new song. It's called My Divine. That's what you're listening to right now in the background. And check the link in the description below so that you can listen to it on your favorite streaming platform. Make sure you comment for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button. It really helps. And until next time, listen, learn, and jam.